There is a terrible lot of snobbery, I'm sorry to say, in all English health resorts. Visitors with merely a touch of arthritis are terribly snubbed by the swells with ailments which get written up in special numbers of the Lancet. Tonight's story, Romance at Droitgate Spa, shows this.
And here we have a bowl empty. Empty there, empty here. Would you hold, please? And a little confetti, a little salt and pepper, oui. Okay. Merci de confetti, merci bien, oui. Et? Oh! Merci. I wonder. What is here? I wonder if, silk, yes, and, Merci, mesdames, messieurs. Maintenant, and now, I will call upon the aid of my so beautiful assistant, the lovely Princess Allura. Thank you, mesdames, messieurs. Your Highness, I would ask you to gaze deeply into my eyes, messieurs, oui. Eh bien, oui. Alors, oui, d'accord, oui, bien. Now you are completely in my power. Completely in my power.
Oh yes, verily, oh master.
Merci, oui, bien. Now, mesdames, messieurs, I will attempt to create life within these royal hands. Mesdames, messieurs, nothing here, nothing there, please. I wonder if anything is... I wonder... Mesdames, messieurs! Oui, merci bien, oui, merci. What the... mesdames, messieurs. Ah, yes. He's a very thirsty goldfish. yes. And now, mesdames, messieurs, a little memento for one of our regular customers. Monsieur, at your service, oui.
Oh, I say thanks awfully.
Oh, santé, monsieur. Merci bien. Oui. Oh, sir. Now, you don't happen to have the time, do you?
Yes, I think so.
Monsieur, you must take a little bit more care with the watch. You have it now. Thank you very much. Oh, your braces, I believe.
I know, I'm wearing mine.
There you are. Please take a little care. I'm sorry, your watch, monsieur. Merci. And now, ladies and gentlemen, my pièce de résistance. Soon to be 2 pieces of resistance.
Well, I've said I'm sorry. I won't be spoken to like that. Just because a girl lets you saw an half, you needn't think you can take liberties.
You needn't think you can take advantage of your position, my girl. I speak as I find. Unprofessional is what I said, and that's what I meant. Staring at the audience instead of you keeping your mind on your work, anybody else would get their cards. Pick a card. Look at it. Memorise it. Put it back. What is it?
4 spades.
Quite right. What about a goldfish? That's a 4th this week. I'm not made of goldfish, you know. It's not like white mice. I mean, they're easy enough. Goldfish don't grow on trees. They cost money. You just remember your responsibilities. I'll be in my room if you want me. Oh, monsieur, merci bien. Oh, any small token of your appreciation is most welcome, and in return, et voilà. Merci bien, monsieur. I'm so sorry, monsieur. Oh, your braces, I think.
Oh! Excuse me, Your Highness.
Oh, you mustn't call me that. Not in here. I'm not really a princess, you know.
Oh, dear. What happened? Was there a revolution? I know they have a lot of them out east.
Not in East Ham, that's where I'm from.
Oh, so you're just plain Miss Allura?
Even plainer, as a matter of fact. It's Annabel Purvis, actually.
Oh, Annabelle.
Excuse me.
That's beautiful. Annabelle. Oh, I'm sorry, but I've been longing to do this.
Oh, don't be sorry. You should have come round before. I've been hoping, night after night, watching you sit there. No wonder my mind wasn't on goldfish.
I didn't dare, but you had a look in your eyes tonight.
I know.
When my trousers first, you
My
know.
heart leapt out to you.
Oh, Annabelle. Annabelle, my own true love. You will marry me, won't you?
Yes, of course I will, Mr... I'm sorry, I didn't catch the name.
It's Fitch. Frederick Fitch. The Annabelle Fitch in your case, of course. Oh, darling. There is one little thing, a question of money.
Oh, haven't you got any? Well, don't worry, I don't care about money.
Well, I do. And I have got some, but it's all tied up in a trust. And I need my guardian's consent to release it.
Your guardian?
Yes, my Uncle Aylmer. Sir Aylmer Bastable. Pottergras Lodge, Arteriosclerosis Avenue, Droitgate Spa, beds, naturally.
Oh. Is he an invalid?
Well, he'd like you to think so, but in fact it's just a simple case of gout. But he's working on it. I only hope I can get down there tomorrow before he goes to the pump room.
Oh, won't the pump room make him feel better?
Oh. Well, in health, maybe, but not in temper. You see, Droitgate Spa's full of a lot of old buzzards, and they have all sorts of rare and exotic complaints. And they're very class-conscious about it. They rather look down their noses at a mere case of gout.
Poor old soul.
Oh, don't waste your sympathy on him. He's pretty snooty himself. In fact, I'd say no bigger snob ever swallowed a salicylate pill. Good grief, you should have heard the fuss when my brother Archie wanted to marry a girl whose people kept a perfectly respectable fish and chip shop. That's why,
What?
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. After all, who knows? Maybe by tomorrow he'll have contracted beriberi and be skipping round the pump room like a string lamb. Hello, Uncle. Good morning.
Ah, it's you, is it?
Yes, there was no one at the house, so I thought you might be here. What's the matter? You seem a bit down among the wines and spirits. Have those pump room lads been high-hatting your gout again?
Mind your own business.
Oh.
What are you doing here, anyway?
Oh, I just popped in. How's everything?
Rotten. Just lost my nurse.
Dead?
Worse, married. Claw-fitted gills, gone off and got spliced to some peasant who's never even had as much as athlete's foot. Must be crazy.
Still, one sees her point.
No one doesn't.
Well, I mean, it's love that makes the world go round.
No, it isn't. There's nothing of the kind. Never heard such daft, silly nonsense in my life. What makes the world go round is... Well, I forget for the moment, but it certainly isn't love. How the deuce could it be?
Well, I see what you mean, but put it another way. Love conquers all. Love's all right. Take it from me.
You in love?
Madly.
Well, of all the young cuckoos. I suppose you come here to ask for money to get married on.
Certainly not. I just came down to see how you were. Still, as the subject has happened to crop up, yes.
Oh, well, tell me about it. Who is the girl? Good morning, Dumbledore.
Ah, Bastable.
I hope you're feeling better this morning.
Worse. Far worse. The doctors are baffled. Mine is a very complicated case, and how is the gout, eh? Gout.
Snob. Thinks he's everybody just because he's got telangiectasis. I don't see anything so great about having telangiectasis. Anybody could have Well, come on, boy. Who is this girl? What's she like?
Well, as a matter of fact, she's a conjurer's stooge.
A what?
A conjurer's assistant, you know. At present, she's abetting a bloke called the Great Baloney, handing him goldfish. beaming at the audience and so on. You know the sort of thing.
I certainly do. My nephew's been ensnared by a bally, beaming goldfish handler. Ah!
I wouldn't call it ensnared exactly.
I would. Get out of here.
Oh, but Uncle didn't.
Go on.
Oh, no. Perhaps you're right. Righto, Uncle. Well, I'll just nip back to London then. Oh.
Come in! Oh,
Listen.
hello, Freddie, darling.
Listen, to a certain extent, I am compelled to admit that my expedition has been a washout.
Oh, no blessing.
No blessing.
It's no money.
No money, no. The old boy ran entirely true to stable form and threw me out. But what I'm getting round to is this, that the skies are still bright and the bluebirds on the job. I have a scheme. Do you read magazines?
Maxine?
Yes, well, my man Parkin reads one called Peg's Paper, which I borrow. And it is a rare week when Peg's Paper does not contain a story about a hard-hearted old man who will not accept the hero's girl at any price. So, what do but plant her on him without him knowing who she is? And by Jove, he falls completely under her spell, and then they take off their whiskers, and there they are. And there we are.
You want me to wear whiskers?
Only metaphorically. Could you be a nurse?
Well, I used to nurse my Uncle Joe.
Then you shall nurse my Uncle Elmer. The last incumbent, he tells me, has just tuned out, and he needs a successor. Do you think the great Baloney could dispense with your services?
I think he'd be glad to in some ways.
Splendid. Then, in the guise of a red-hot nurse, whom my uncle shall find just the same as Mother used to make, you shall travel to Droitgate and ingratiate yourself.
But how?
Well, cluster round him, smooth his pillows, mix him cooling drinks, coo to him.
Coo?
Yes, that's the sort of thing.
Coo?
Yes, very possibly. And give him the old oil. And then tell him you're of gentle birth. Is that the expression I want? Well, anyway, when the time is ripe and you're entwined around his heart and he looks upon you as a daughter, shoot me a wire. I will zoom down, fall in love with you, and he will give his consent, his blessing, and the folding stuff.
Oh, Freddie, do you think it'll work?
My darling, this scheme comes with the approval of Peg's Paper. It must work. Have ingratiated self, come at once, love and kisses, Annabelle. It has worked, Parkin, and in only 3 weeks.
Most gratifying, sir.
A blessing on Peg and her paper, I say. Parkin, lay out my blue blazer and flannels. I must leave for Droitgate immediately.
Inflammation of the medulla oblongata is frequently manifested by dizzy spells and ringing in the R's.
Well, I certainly have dizzy spells. And only this morning I got a ringing in the ears. Yes.
Hello, Uncle.
Oh, you again?
Yes, here I am.
Yes, well, by some extraordinary chance, I'm glad to see you. Leave us for a moment, Miss Purvis, will you? I want to speak to my nephew here, such as he is, on a serious and private matter. Notice that girl?
I certainly did.
Pretty, eh?
An eyeful.
And as good as she's beautiful. The way she smooths pillows. And what a cooling drink she mixes. Fine family, too, I understand. Her father was a colonel, or rather was, he's dead.
Ah, well, all flesh is as grass.
No, it isn't nothing of the kind. I've seen flesh and I've seen grass, no resemblance whatsoever. But that's not what I wanted to talk to you about. What I wanted to say was this. If you weren't a damn fool, that's the sort of girl you'd be in love with.
I am.
Well, damn fool.
No, I'm in love with that girl.
Well, you've fallen in love with Miss Purvis already?
I certainly have.
Well, it's the quickest thing I ever saw. What about your beaming goldfish?
Oh, that's all over. Just a mere passing boyish fancy.
Well, that's the airy, casual way you treat life's most sacred emotions. The sooner you're married and settled down, the better. Not that I'm not relieved. I am relieved. I suppose she wore tights, this goldfish girl.
Black.
Disgusting. Well, thank God that's over. Now you're free to have a pop at Miss Purvis. You get that sweet, refined, most suitable in all respects girl to marry you, and I'll hand over that money of yours, every penny of it.
I'll start at once.
Heaven speed your wooing.
Uncle, I am delighted to be able to inform you that Miss Purvis and I have become engaged.
Good God, you don't fool around, do you?
He swept me off my feet, sir.
Oh, well, he always was a careless devil. Still, if you're satisfied with him, well, congratulations to you. I hope you realise your good fortune in what you're getting.
Oh, I do, Uncle. My love is like a red, red rose.
No, she isn't. Not a bit like a rose. Rather pale, if anything.
It's the excitement, Sir Aylmer. I'm walking on air.
No, you're not, my dear. Couldn't be. Physical impossibility. But be that as it may, you have my blessing. And I'll hand over that money of yours as soon as you get the papers drawn up.
Righto, Uncle. Well, I'll nip back to London and see the solicitors straight away. Toodle pip.
Would you like me to go on about the major oblongata, sir? You'd got 2 of the symptoms up to now.
Yes, I have, hadn't I? If only... Ah, that'd put the seal on this happy day.
I've got 'em, Parkin. All drawn up, ready for... What's up?
There's a gentleman to see you, sir, Mr. Mortimer Rackstraw.
Mortimer Rackstraw? What's he like?
Well, rather a curious gentleman, sir, and he seems somewhat agitated.
Oh, Mortimer Rackstraw.
Halley, hup, halley, hup, halley, hup.
The great baloney, surely.
Nice day, Dave. So you are Mr. Fitch. So you are Mr. Fitch. Ah, fiend.
Eh?
I'm not mistaken. You are Frederick Fitch.
Frederick Fitch.
In that case, I should have said fiend. Take a card. Any card. Don't look at it. Put it back. 4 of hearts.
How should I know?
I would have thought my word as a gentleman would be enough compared to yours. Cad.
Cad?
Cad, sir, you've stolen a woman I love.
Look here, I don't understand.
Well, you must be a perfect ass. It's quite simple, isn't it? I mean, I can't put it any plainer. Can I? I say, you have stolen the... Well, look here. Just supposing this top hat is me. This rabbit is the woman I love, right? You come along and, hey, presto, the rabbit disappears.
It's up your sleeve.
It's not up my sleeve. And if I had 1,000 sleeves and rabbits up every one of them, it would not alter the fact that you have treacherously robbed me of Annabel Purvis. Not only as my assistant, a loss I could have borne with fortitude, but as the object of my heart's desire.
Oh, I see. You love Annabel, too.
I do.
Well, nice girl, what?
Hey?
I see. So, you worshipped in secret, never telling your love.
Of course I told her my love we was engaged.
Engaged?
Certainly, and now she's told me she's changed her mind and she's gonna marry you. She's thrown me over.
Well, I'm terribly sorry. Deepest sympathy and all that, but I really don't see there's anything we can do.
There still remains revenge.
Oh, dash it all, you're not going to get stuffy about it.
I am gonna get stuffy about it. For the moment, you triumph. You may have stolen the woman I love with your underhand chicanery, but I'll fix you.
How?
Never mind how. You'll find out how soon enough. My plans are already in action. A nasty shock you're going to get, my young fiend, and almost immediately. Just as sure as eggs is eggs. I wish you a very good afternoon.
Never admit that man again, Parkin. He means mere mischief.
Very good, sir.
Not very good, Parkin.
No, sir. By the way, sir, the gentleman left something for you. Your braces.
That's a pretty paltry revenge, Parkin. No, there must be more to come. This man is a conjurer, Parkin. He is used to having something up his sleeve.
Oh, yes, indeed, sir. Yes, indeed. And devious enough, even in the short space of time it took for me to show him in, to remove, without my knowledge, my undergarments, sir. And to replace them with ladies' cami-knickers. Oh, by the way, sir, in the confusion, I nearly forgot that this came for you, sir.
Oh, thank you, Parkin. Ah! Parkin, listen to this. Come at once. All lost. Ruin, stairs, face, love and kisses, Annabel.
Most disturbing, sir.
Well, what is it all about, Parkin? Or, as Annabel would say, what mean? Ruin, stairs, face. Now, why does ruin, stare, face, Parkin?
The mind boggles, sir.
It certainly does, Parkin. Boggles like Billio. I'll tell you one thing. I detect the hand of Mortimer Rackstraw at work here, Parkin. A hand whose quickness notoriously deceives the eye. And you know what that bodes?
Ill, sir?
Very ill, Parkin. I must leave for Droitgate immediately.
What's me old cock sparrow? Hey, you look as if you could do with a bit of cheerful company on the journey. Going to Droitgate, are you? Me too. We can have a few laughs, eh? There's nothing like a good laugh, is there, eh? Here, do you like jokes, dear? Here's one. I say here's one. There's these three sailors, you see. An Englishman, an Irishman, and a Scotsman. No, I tell a lie. One of them was a Yank. And I should have said the Welshman had a parrot. Anyhow, listen to this. Now, you know what that. They was all out on a razzle-dazzle looking for a bit of hard your father, know what I mean? Anyway, first of all, I should have mentioned there's this French bit of fluff, you see. Well, she wasn't really talking French. It was the parrot that was talking French, you see, because the parrot was a ventriloquist, you see.
Hello, old dear. What are you doing?
I'm wringing my hands.
Oh, is that how it's done? I've often wondered. Look, I'm sorry I'm late, but I met this frightful chap on the train, and he insisted on sharing my taxi, and then I had to drop him off first. Then I went round to Podagra Lodge. You weren't there. So I guessed you'd be here. You're still doing it.
I can't help it, Freddie. The worst has happened.
Rackstraw?
How did you know?
Well, he came to me, bubbling over with veiled menaces and that sort of stuff. You never told me you were engaged to that bird.
I didn't think you'd be interested. It was only a passing girlish fancy.
Are you sure? You're quite sure you never loved this blighted prestidigitator?
Oh, no. I was dazzled by him at first, as any girl might be when he sawed me in half. But then I met you, and I knew you were the only man in the world for me.
Oh, good egg.
But Rackstraw's hatched a fearful plot.
Oh, I knew it! Mind if I join you? What's the plot?
He's going to bring my Uncle Joe down to Droitgate Spa and introduce him to Sir Elmer.
Oh, well, that doesn't sound so fearful.
Sir Elmer will never consent to your marrying me if he knows I've got an uncle like Uncle Joe.
Why, is he so frightful?
Look, this is a photo of him taken in the regalia of a grand exalted periwinkle of the mystic order of Whelks. Yes, that's how he takes everybody. The only faint hope is that he won't be able to get down here.
No, but he already is here. This is the man I came down in the train with.
Oh, Freddie, what are we going to do?
Well, there's only one thing to do. I've got all the papers.
You've got no time to read now.
No, the legal papers. The papers that my uncle has to sign releasing my capital. Now, if I can get him to sign on the dotted line before the worst happens...
Yes, Freddie, quickly, he's in there.
Right. Uncle, could I trouble you for a moment? These papers.
What papers are those?
The papers you have to sign to release my capital.
Oh, yes, certainly, my boy, certainly. Give me, afternoon, Rumbelow.
Ah, Bastable. Still here, I see. I am surprised. I should have thought your little touch of gout would have been cleared up by your local GP. That is, if it's worthwhile taking up his time with it, but you know your own business best, I suppose.
Of all that, him and his telangiectasis. You think he's the only one who could get blasted telangiectasis? I could get it. What the devil are you doing, boy?
The papers,
What are you
Uncle.
waving under my nose? I don't want any papers. Take them away.
Sir Aimler Bastable.
Yes?
I forbid the banns.
What man?
Their banns.
They're not up yet.
Oh, well, when they are, I forbid them. And so will you, Sir Aimler, when you hear all.
Who is this tight bounder?
My card.
You're the Jack of Clubs.
On the contrary, Mortimer Rackstraw at your service. A bounder, maybe, but not tight. I've come here, Sir Aylmer, in a spirit of altruism, to warn you that if you allow your nephew to marry this girl, the grand old name of Bastable will be mud.
Mud?
Mud, sir! She comes from the very dregs of society.
I don't.
She doesn't.
Of course she doesn't. She told me herself the father's a colonel.
And did she also tell you that he was a colonel in the Salvation Army? And that before he saw the light, he was a silver ring bookie, known to all the heads as Rat-Faced Rupert the Bermondsey Twister.
Oh, God, is this true?
Certainly it's true, and should you require further proof of her unfitness to marry a nephew, I direct your attention to the entrance upper right centre, where her Uncle Joe will now appear. Voila! Hello, Mort. Hello, Annie, my love. Hello, young fella, you here?
You, sir.
Yes,
is
Cock?
this true?
What's that, Cock?
Are you really this girl's uncle?
Of course I am.
Oh,
Who's this young fella, Annie, what you're hugging and squeezing of?
Frederick Fitch, Uncle, the man I'm going to marry.
Not the man you're going to marry.
I am the man she's going to marry.
It's not the man she's going to marry.
Look, make up your minds. But whoever does get Annie's getting a wonderful wife.
Well, that's me.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Oh, the way she looked after me when I was in hospital.
Were you in hospital?
That's a good one, that is. Was I in hospital? That'd make the boys on the medical council giggle, that would. Ask them at St. Luke's if Joe Boffin was ever in hospital. I've been in hospital all my life. Started as a child with congenital pyloric hypertrophy of the stomach, and I've never looked back.
Did you say Joe Boffin?
I did.
Not the Joe Boffin. Not the man who was featured in the Christmas number of the Lancet.
That's me.
May I shake you by the hand, sir?
Put it there, mate.
I'm proud to meet you. I'm one of your greatest admirers.
Well, that's very nice of you to say so.
Your career has been a source of inspiration to me. Is it really true that you have thrombosis and vesicular emphysema? And that your temperature once went up to 107.5?
Twice, when I'd hyperpyrexia.
Oh, best I ever did was 102.2.
Well, that's not bad, you know, not bad at all.
Excuse me for intruding, Bastable, but I fancied, we all fancied, we overheard the name of Boffin. Can it be, sir, that you are Mr. Joseph Boffin, Boffin of St. Luke's?
That's right.
Oh, then may we say, my friends and I, we would like to, awful cheek, of course,
Not
but
at
we
all.
do so admire you.
Always glad to meet the fans.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Lord Rumbelow. This is the Duke of Mull,
How do you do,
the
mate?
Marquis of Peckham Rye,
How are you, Cock?
Lord Percy.
How are you? Well, look, come over and meet my lot. This is my niece, Miss Purvis.
Nice to meet
And
you.
this is the young man she's going to marry. How do you do?
Frederick Fitch. I think you know his uncle, Sir Alma.
My name is Mortimer Rackstraw. Perhaps you'd care to pick a card. Any card. Any card.
Pish, is this really so, Bastable, that your nephew is actually going to marry Mr. Boffin's niece? Oh, congratulations, my dear fellow, a most signal honour. As a matter of fact, we were just talking about you. We decided we didn't really see enough of you. We'd like you to join a little club. We have a rather exclusive, we like to feel, the 12 Jolly Stretcher cases.
My dear Rumbelow!
Capital. Perhaps you'd like to look in on us this evening. I don't suppose Mr. Boffin would deign to...
Get out of it. I'd be delighted. There's nothing stuck up about me.
Oh,
we can't all be Joe Boffin, you know. That's the way I look at it.
True democratic spirit.
Well, only last week I was best man at a chap's wedding, and all he got was emotional dermatitis.
Oh, amazing. Well, perhaps we'll see you and Sir Aylmer this evening. Delighted. We can offer you a bottle of lung tonic, which I'm sure you will appreciate. We pride ourselves on our cellar, don't you know?
Here, this will interest you. Look at that.
And now, Uncle, the papers, the merry old documents in the case.
Yes.
You
of
just
course,
sign
my
there.
boy, of course.
Oh, thank you, Uncle, 1,000 times.
Well, my boy, now, don't bother me now. I'm busy. I've got a lot to talk about with my friends here. Take the girl away. Give her a glass of sulphur water.
Very well. I concede. I shall want my gifts back.
I'll give you a ring back.
I'm not referring to the ring. I'm talking about the family heirlooms that belong to my dear old grandmother. These flags of all nations. You are no longer fit to wear them. Goodbye, Miss Purvis. This is the end.
Not quite, I think, Mr. Rackstraw. You've forgotten something.
Really? And what might that be?
Your prices, I believe.